In a world built upon competition, where only the strongest move on and succeed, what other choice is there but to compete? In order for me to win, you must lose. This is how most people think without even realizing it. And for the majority of people, this is true. They're forced to compete against others for their resources. But for a small minority of people, there is another way. It doesn't involve someone winning and someone losing, or the constant struggle of competing for a small piece of pie. In fact, it creates the pie. This way is reserved for those who compete against themselves. And the reason so few people discover this way is because in order to compete against yourself, you must have a dream to work towards. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and stay till the end to find out the secret of competing against yourself in a world where people are so focused on competing against others. In this world, there are only two ways to improve yourself: competing against others and competing against yourself. Both can lead to significant improvement, but both lead to vastly different results. The person who solely competes against others views life in a win-lose mindset instead of a win-win. This person thrives off of others to compete against, and as a result, they are always comparing their results to the results of whoever they view as their competition. Without competition, a person who competes against others cannot function, and in most cases, unless this person is an extremely high achiever, they will continually compare themselves in unrealistic ways to others, and instead of becoming motivated, start to become demotivated and either quit or settle. The problem here arises when the person who competes with others begins to compare themselves to others and tries to match their results. We all have our own way of doing things, influenced by personalities that express themselves in different ways. Trying to copy or one-up the results of the competition never works as well as the original, because you can't do something better than the person who authentically made those results. By comparing your results to another person's, you will inevitably be disappointed at some point, because you are not them. On the other hand, the person who competes against themselves views life in a win-win mindset. They may still have competition, but they don't focus on them or view them as a threat. They view them as a sparring partner, someone to learn from, because they know their true competition is really no one else but the person they see in the mirror every day. This person doesn't rely on others and only compares themselves to the person they were yesterday. Because of this, they get a realistic benchmark of how they can improve and see the improvement in real time, which constantly fuels their motivation. Because the person who competes against themselves is only focused on their own results, they're not only constantly improving their results and who they are every day, but they're creating a life no one else can create better than them. Remember, no one else can do what you're capable of doing better than you. This is why the person who competes against themselves has no competition. Think about it. If every day you do one thing better than you did yesterday, you'll eventually come to a point where you're so good at doing what you're meant to do that you will create your own lane and start to fully express who you are. At this point, success will come to you effortlessly in whatever field you have created, and you will stand out as an individual. People like this aren't concerned about the top, and because of this, they make their way to the top. Their journey may not be as fast as everyone else or even as glamorous, but once they make their way there, they stay there because they learned how to get there through their constant improvement of the self. And the best part about their journey is that they end up creating their own niche or lane. People who compete against themselves are trendsetters. They focus on themselves and innovate to succeed, eventually creating something no one has ever even seen before. No one can do what you can do better than you or even like you. These are people like Steve Jobs, Kanye West, Conor McGregor, Warren Buffett, and the Beatles. After a trendsetter finally succeeds, the trend followers, or people who compete with others, come in and compete within the niche the trendsetter created. The person who competes with themselves will always be ahead of everyone else because no one can do what you were created to do better. Improve yourself every day and never worry about anyone else, because the real truth is, if you have a dream and decide to follow it by taking steps towards it every day and improve yourself every day, there's not a soul alive that can take your dream away from you. When you compete with others, you can eventually succeed by beating others in the rat race most people are playing in, but you will never stand out as a unique individual. In order to truly reach your full potential, you must constantly improve your potential by focusing on yourself instead of others and win in your own individual race. And for the people in search of true knowledge who stayed till the end, this is the secret of competing against yourself in a world where people are so focused on competing against others. The secret is that we can all succeed in whatever path we choose. Everyone is afraid of failing, thinking that if they fail, they'll somehow never be able to recover. But this is just simply unrealistic. Failure is a necessary teaching mechanism of success. You need to fail in order to eventually succeed. Failure is your friend. The more you fail, the more you learn. And each day after constant improvement, you will eventually create the dream you see in your mind. We are all unique individuals with greatness locked inside of our potential. The only way to unlock that greatness is through constant improvement. One person may take 20 years to come into their greatness, while another 5. Everyone's paths are different, but the one thing that stays constant is everyone's ability to be great through competing against themselves and growing every single day. The truth is, you can have whatever you want in this lifetime. You just have to make the decision to go for it until you get it. You don't need to know how to do it. You don't need to know when you'll get it. You just need to know that your dream is a definite reality, as long as you believe it is, and move towards it every single day. With that said, thank you. Make sure to hit that like button and join our family by subscribing for more content. And don't forget to leave a comment if you have any feedback down below. Until next time, this is Success Mindset, and remember, dreams do come true.